On a cool autumn evening in the auto racing capital of the world, Indianapolis, USAC's best midget car drivers are here and ready to race. Midget auto racing dates back to 1913 when the first cycle car or miniature car racing took place in Southern California. Hollywood incorporated the mighty midgets into many movies during the 1930s and 40s. Midget mania soon swept the country, becoming the most popular form of racing. Fans turned out in droves to see the always exciting action. The secret to being fast in one of these machines is to be smooth. Like Henry Banks, his was a style of driving that has held many in good stead, including four-time Indy 500 champion A.J. Foyt, who started his career racing midgets in his home state of Texas in the 1950s.
This track at Indianapolis Raceway Park has become a proving ground for racing's brightest stars. Four-time Winston Cup champ Jeff Gordon introduced the world to his talents right here on Thunder. Tony Stewart set the world on fire at IRP prior to his Winston Cup stardom. Smoke visited Victory Lane here 10 different times. This facility also paved the way for a youngster named Ryan Newman to climb the ladder. Prior to winning in NASCAR's big league, he rejoiced right here in his IRP success. So the big question now is, who will be the next star to shine on Thunder? All right, so you want me to pick a favorite tonight? I got an easy solution to that. I'm just going to go with a Dave. That's because our two fastest qualifiers here tonight at IRP are named Dave. One of them's Dave Darlin, and he's the 2001 champion. Right now, he's the point leader this season, and he's got 15 career victories. But guess what, folks? He's never won at this track. Now, the other Dave is Dave Steele. Steele won Turkey Night last year. He won Phoenix and Anderson out of the box this year. But guess what? He's not chasing the points. He's chasing the money. I know these two Daves are going to put on a good show tonight at IRP. We should see a good one just like we saw a year ago.
There is Casey Kane. He will have to come up through the entire field. The white flag comes out. One more lap to go. A great battle up front. Now Casey Kane is fully alongside of Hines, and this will be his final attempt at it, and he gets sideways once again coming off the corner. He's going to go to the high side. Now that was a smooth move. He knew he was going to and he's going to do it. Unbelievable. From the high side, Casey Kane wins the race starting from the back of the field, and an incredible job of driving by that young man from Washington.
With his last to first win here at IRP last year, Casey Kane has proved that it can be done. But guess what? Casey's not here tonight. He's off bush racing. That leaves 40 other drivers hoping to make history. If they win the back to the front tonight, it's worth $50,000. That's why half of the field have been here to test, hoping to get that last ounce of speed to become the winner of midget racing's biggest prize ever, proving that this is not just another midget race.
ESPN Speed World is at Indianapolis Raceway Park for the Indianapolis Twin 25's presented by Ford for the United States Auto Club Midget Car Division. And among those here tonight, well, the best in midget racing. From Lincoln, Indiana, Dave Darlin is here. He's the 2001 USAC National Midget Car Series champ and the current points leader. From Long Beach, California, Jason Leffler, the 97, 98, and 99 USAC National Midget Car champ and the 2002 Night Before the 500 champion. From Tampa, Florida, Dave Steele, the 2002 Copper World Classic champion, always a tough competitor on the pavement. From Newcastle, Indiana, Tracy Hines, last year's National Midget Car Driver of the Year. And last year's Rookie of the Year, Bobby East, who has won already 2 times this year. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Larry Rice, and we have a full evening of racing for you here tonight. They have come from all over the United States to be here in this rather special presentation.
It's very different because there are two 25-lap features. In the first one, they will invert the first 6. But in the second one, they're going to invert the entire field. If you win, you have to start last, 24th, and then come up to win. If you do that, you can win the big prize.
That's the real reason they're here. A lot of money is at stake tonight. As far as the total purse is concerned, over $83,000.
That's right. $22,800 is a USAC purse, $1,000 from Turbines Incorporated, $10,000 from Racer Magazine, a total of over $83,000.
And then if one driver can do what he can do, wow, 58 grand.
Wow, he'll get the $50,000 bonus. They've never had a purse this big for the winner's share before. This is a tremendous opportunity for somebody to win that much money.
Well, $58,000 is a big purse for any driver, especially a midget car driver. So we asked some of the drivers, what would you do with the money if you win it?
I'll probably go out and party a little bit with my crew guys after the race and pay off some bills.
I don't know, maybe playing for a bigger family.
If you won the $50,000, what would you do with it?
Pay the bills I had to. I got building this car. It's been real fun. I'm looking forward to the race. It's going to be really exciting. But I'd put the money back in the race car.
We're interested in getting my boy Trenton started in that Ford Focus series, so probably invest it back into racing.
If you won the $50,000, what would you do with it?
I got to win it first before you think about spending it.
Well, the top 12 qualifiers here tonight again reflect some of the top names in the sport. Dave Steele and Darlin, as Ray told you, are the top 2 qualifiers. Now remember, the top 10 qualifiers automatically go to the first 25-lapper, and the others are determined in qualifying races. So James Chesson, the 11th fastest qualifier, will be on the pole for one of the qualifying races, and Richie Jacobs will be on the pole for the other. Our racing will begin when we return to IRP. ESPN Speed World coverage of Thunder, the USAC National Midget cars from Indianapolis Raceway Park, being brought to you by Pizza Hut. Go deep with the new Chicago dish only at Pizza Hut. By the all-new Subaru Baja, the world's first multiple-choice vehicle. And by PlayStation 2, live in your world, play in ours. Cars are on the racetrack, and we are about set to go racing here at Indianapolis Raceway Park in the first of 2 qualifying races. Now, here is tonight's format, and basically it boils down to this. The top 10 qualifiers are on the sidelines right now, waiting to see who will join them in the feature race. We'll have 2 12-lap qualifying races, and the top 7 from each will transfer to the first 25-lapper. They start inverting the top 6, and then the second 25-lap feature will have the entire field inverted. And once again, if a driver can win both of the 25-lap feature races, a big bonus of $50,000 is up for grabs. And here is the starting lineup for our first qualifying race. On the pole from Far Hills, New Jersey is James Chesson. Outside from Canyon Lake, California, Danny Everts. Newcastle, Indiana's Tracy Hines on the inside of row number 2, along with Mike Heiss from Ottawa, Illinois. A couple of Indiana boys, Aaron Pierce and Michael Lewis, are in the 3rd row. Cole Carter from Brownsburg, Indiana, and Doug Cross from Ohio in the 4th row. Back in row 5, Pennsylvania driver Nick Fonoro Jr. and Indiana's Brad Armstrong. 2 more Indiana drivers in the 6th row, Barry Reed and Brad Kuhn. Tom Hessert from Cherry Hill, New Jersey will start inside of row number 7, along with Joey Polisak from Barrington, Illinois. And then Matt Manners from Clayton, Indiana will have the 15th and final starting position in this qualifying race. 12 laps to go. Couple of onboard cameras tonight in this first race. It will be carried by Michael Lewis.
Yeah, Michael Lewis won a couple of races early in the year. He won at Nazareth and at Kentucky Speedway. He hasn't really run a lot of races here in the latter part of the year, so it's good to see him back out. And then, of course, we know that car is really fast on the big racetracks.
And Ray Dunlap in the 4th row is Cole Carter.
Well, Bob, whenever we come to a pavement race, you usually see his brother Dane Carter in the car. Cole really is kind of known as a dirt track racer, but they brought this brand new car early this year, and Cole says he's got to figure out the pavement. He hopes to run here in South Boston, also the races on the West Coast, and if he's lucky, he's going to run all of next season. So he said, I got to learn all this pavement stuff. Amy?
Well, a driver that's got the pavement figured out, especially here at Indianapolis Raceway Park, is Tracy Hines. But tonight, he has qualified 15th. It's hard to believe that a driver that has 10 victories at this track, only 2 of those come in a midget. The last one in August back in 1998. That's right, 4 years ago, Tracy Hines won a midget race here. How exciting it would be if he could win one again tonight. My money's on him for this qualifying race, though. He'll probably take home this victory for sure.
He starts in the 3rd position inside of row number 2. Up front of him is James Chesson on the pole, and Danny Eberts will be alongside in the front row. And when they come down this time, they will be given the signal, 1 more lap to go.
Well, this is a very important qualifying race. A lot of these guys, they know they've got to finish in the top 7, and if you don't, you go home. You only get 1 chance. You actually get 2 chances, qualifying and the qualifying race. But if you don't make it in this one, you're going home.
Field now over in turn number 2, getting set to accelerate down the backstretch. The pace car out in front of the group right now. Nice looking field of midgets. And we're set to go racing here on Thunder at Indianapolis Raceway Park. It is autumn, it is cool, but it has not stopped the fans from coming out here tonight. They are here in large numbers, getting set to see what should be a very entertaining evening of racing for the United States Auto Club National Midget Car Series. Pace car. Whoa, we got a problem already. Hard into the wall is one car. That's Eberts. It was on the front row.
Eberts and Chesson got together. I'm not sure what happened, but Eberts went up over Chesson's right front wheel and hard into the wall, and he is not happy one bit.
Ooh, look out here.
Yeah, he went right after him. That was, I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe we can see it on the replay, but they definitely got together, and Eberts went right over his wheel, just tore the whole front axle out of the thing. Obviously, his knees are banged up. He's now realizing that after the adrenaline has gone away a little bit, that his knees are not feeling so good. Let's see if we can take a look here. They're coming around. They're both starting to get on the throttle. I couldn't tell what happened, but
oh, man.
He hit that wall a ton. There wasn't a lot of speed, but he hit that thing a ton with the front end. He went almost directly into it.
The entire front axle flies off the car. There's the contact, and boom, both into the wall. But Eberts especially hard, getting up into the catch fence, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it just looks like they were both trying to crowd each other, both of them trying to get an advantage. And when they tried to crowd, they banged. You can see right there, it looked like Chesson was trying to move him up the racetrack, and Eberts came down to try to force him down. And when they did, they made contact. And of course, this was the result. Eberts, not a very happy camper.
I think right about here, when he's separated by the USAC official, Eberts says, look what happened. I drove all the way from California, and the car is junk, and I didn't even get to complete 1 lap of racing. Well, we're off to a rather poor start here tonight at IRP. A big crash before the green flag comes out in the first of 2 qualifying races at IRP. Back at Indianapolis Raceway Park, and we got off to a very bad start just a few moments ago before the green flag came out on our first 12-lap qualifying race. The front row involved Chesson and Eberts. Eberts hard into the wall, up into the catch fence. His car is destroyed, and let's take a look at it from another angle, Larry.
Yeah, these 2 guys both played a little game of chicken there. They were both trying to force the other guy either up or down the racetrack, and they just made contact. They were running too fast, and when they made contact, Eberts hard into the fence.
But fortunately, both drivers were able to get out and are okay. Amy standing by with Danny Eberts.
Danny, what happened out there? It looks like you went up and over the wheel.
Yeah, we were going into the first corner. We didn't even get the green flag yet, and James Chesson just drives up. He was trying to keep me up so high. I mean, it's a qualifying race. We're not even raced for 50 grand yet. And he pushes up right into me and takes out, destroys my car. I mean, it's such a bummer. We qualified pretty decent. We thought we had a good car. We came out here and did a lot of testing, and finally thought we had a good car. Systex, Lucas Oil, PPG. Car was great, but just kind of frustrating to end it this early. I mean, we didn't even get into the main event yet, so.
All right, well, Danny made a good point there, guys. Not even racing for the 50,000 yet, but everybody's pretty fired up and excited because when there's big money on the line, anything can happen.
And Amy, I just talked to James Chesson. I said, dude, what happened out there? He said, I have no idea. He said, but whatever it was, it certainly wasn't intentional. Keep in mind, he finished third here back in May, so he had a pretty good race car, but he won't be in the feature tonight.
Yeah, his third place finish here earlier in the season was his best finish in this series. He also finished third at Phoenix, but he will not be in tonight's big event because he and his front row starter Danny Eberts were eliminated. So it's Hines and Heiss now in row number 1 with Pearson Lewis, Carter Cross, Fenoro Armstrong, Reed Kuhn, and on back through the rest of the field as we once again get set to hopefully get off to a much better start in this first 12-lap event.
Yeah, let's see if these two guys in the front row this time are going to be playing chicken or just try to come around here a little bit more even. These guys, you know, you're running a little bit too fast once you get on the throttle to be banging wheels, and that's exactly what happened in that first start.
Much slower start this time as Hines leads them down to the green flag. A nice start, and here we go. Now remember, the object at least right now is to get up into the top 7, because the top 7 will automatically go to the first 25-lap feature event. And Hines has a nice jump on the rest of the field as he heads for turn number 3.
And Aaron Pearson, that 26 car, got a great run down on the inside, almost got around Hines. Cole Carter, meanwhile, has moved up into third.
And we're on board there momentarily with Michael Lewis as they come down to complete lap number 1. With Michael Lewis back into the 5th position, he just, well, in 4th now actually. He had dropped back to 5th, but now has moved around Heiss that you can see behind him. And so Lewis runs in 4th position. He comes up to battle with Cole Carter for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Heiss didn't get a very good start. He fell back to 4th from his outside front row position, and doesn't seem to be able to catch back up with those front runners. Oh, look at this. There goes Lewis down to the inside of Carter and takes away 3rd spot.
Nice move by Michael Lewis from Noblesville, Indiana, to go into 3rd position. Now he sets his sights on Aaron Pierce, who's right ahead of him in that black number 26 car in the 2nd slot. Leader continues to be Tracy Hines, and Lewis has a good run down the front straightaway into turn number 1. He goes to the inside and takes over 2nd place.
Now Pierce finally has to give up his spot. He hung out on that outside for quite a ways through there. Finally, though, Lewis coming off the corner just got a better run and beat him off.
Right now, the 7th position is held by Doug Cross there in the 41 car, and his challenger, beg your pardon, Brad Armstrong, is now in the transfer position as he battles with the 41 car of Cross for the 6th position.
Now Armstrong doesn't run a lot of midgets. He's a sprint car guy, runs a lot of sprint car speed, does not run very many midgets, so this is kind of unusual to see him run this car.
There's the number 20 car of Brad Kuhn trying to get to the inside of Armstrong, and this is the battle for the transfer spot. Armstrong running in 7th position at the moment, and the 20 car of Brad Kuhn trying to take over that position. Now Kuhn has made 9 USAC midget starts here in the year 2000. His best finish was at Berlin up in Michigan. He finished in 7th spot.
Yeah, he's got some smoke coming off the right rear. Now it's the engine. It looked like that thing didn't run very good at the end of the back straightaway back there. Looks like he lost a lot of ground, and obviously the engine went away on him. A tough break for him because he looked like he was running pretty good.
So count Kuhn now out as the battle is up front. How about this? Michael Lewis has charged up to battle with Tracy Hines, who has led this race from the drop of the green flag, but Lewis now looks to the inside and tries to take over the top spot.
And Tracy Hines is a guy that pretty well has this Raceway Park place figured out. He always runs extremely well here, although he hasn't won a midget race in a while. It looks like he doesn't have that car handling quite as good tonight as he would like, because right now Lewis just blew on by him.
Michael Lewis has taken the lead here as we have completed 8 laps of this 12-lap qualifying race.
Well, that's pretty impressive because Michael Lewis qualified terrible. I don't know what they did during qualifying. They must have really missed the setup or guessed wrong, because he had a terrible qualifying time, but he's come back and looked very, very strong here in this race.
Michael Lewis with about a 0.3 of a second advantage now on Tracy Hines as they come down to complete lap number 10. Michael Lewis has competed in only 5 USAC Midget Car feature events this year. However, he has won 2 of them, victories at Nazareth and at Sparta. There's the transfer position as Brad Armstrong in the black number 99 continues to hang on to it. And that's Tom Hessert in the red number 5 trying to take over the position.
Yeah, Hessert's caught him now. He doesn't know what to do with him. He tries to get to the inside. Armstrong enters the corners pretty low, and it seems like everybody here, especially if you don't have a lot of experience, you want to go to the inside. You always try to go to the inside. And right now, Armstrong's kind of protecting. Oh, he didn't protect it enough there.
Look at Hessert go to the inside, and he takes the transfer spot from Brad Armstrong. There is Lewis winning the race. So Michael Lewis is the champion of this first 12-lap qualifying race. Let's see if Hessert can hang on for the final transfer spot. He does, and Tom Hessert has transferred to the feature event. Hessert, by the way, is the son of the former IMSA Camel Lights racer Tom Hessert, who competed for many years in that series. But Michael Lewis wins this first 12-lap qualifying race at Indianapolis Raceway Park. We'll be back with more in a moment.
In 2002, the United States Auto Club started a brand new series in Southern California. It's called the Ford Focus Midget Series. And guess what, folks? It was a huge success. So far this year, 17 races and not one single engine failure. And that's partially because of this Ford Z-Tech engine, 178 horsepower, and it's almost identical to the one that you would see in a Ford Focus street car. But here's a couple of things I really like. Number one, this engine is sealed, so you can't make any changes to it. So that way it should last you throughout the course of a season. The big advantage is the cost, about $7,800 as opposed to $30,000 in some of the engines we'll see racing tonight. Another thing I really like is the fact that these cars have starters on board. That's good for the promoter. But the competitors really, really like it. Number one, it's because it's really good competitive racing. And number two, because next year, this type of racing will be coming to Central Indiana.
Ray, the United States Auto Club is just thrilled to announce that in the year 2003, the USAC Ford Focus Midget Racing Series will also be competing in Indiana, along with the series we started last year in 2002 in Southern California. And we really hope that this is the start of eventually taking this series national, because it has so much promise for young, aspiring race car drivers.
Open wheel USAC racing is probably the most exciting form of motorsports. It's unlike anything I think that I've ever been involved with, and I'm just happy to be here. I was a fan in the 50s when I was a kid, and I wasn't let down when we got involved with it 6 years ago with Steve Lewis and USAC Midgets. Not the Focus Midget, but the real midget, as I like to call it. But and it's been exciting, and I think it's good for the company, and I think everybody in the company feels the same way.
Welcome back to Indianapolis Raceway Park, and the first of our 2 12-lap qualifying events is over. Michael Lewis with a nice job passing Tracy Hines late in the event to go on to win, and the final transfer spot went to Tom Hessert. And here's a look at how Michael Lewis grabbed the lead from Tracy.
He just got down to the inside. He got the car a little bit sideways, but he made that thing stick down there. And you could see that Hines was really trying to stay in front of him. He's smoking that right rear tire.
Ray Dunlap is in victory lane.
Well, we need to find out how come qualifying didn't go very well. Stagger messed up?
Yeah, the CCG teams, we just missed a little bit on the tires and qualified horrible actually. But we got it going pretty good in that race. The Ed Pink Ford was pulling real good, and the 2-click shocks had this beast hooked up.
You've been out for a little while with a broken collarbone from a sprint car or Silver Crown race. Are you all better?
Yeah, I'm healed and ready to go.
All right, he's got 2 victories this season in midget, guys, and now he's got a heat race win.
And preparing the car now for the 25-lapper. Well, earlier tonight, Mrs. Mattingly's 4th grade class at St. Pius Elementary School led everyone gathered here in a Pledge of Allegiance. Getting set to go racing once again. Our second qualifying race, 12 laps. Top 7 transfer to the 25-lap feature. Here's the lineup. Ricky Jacobs and Aaron Pollock are on row number 1. In the second row, Josh Wives, another California driver, will be flanked by John Nervo. In the third row, Teddy Beach and Johnny Rodriguez, another California driver. The fourth row consists of Ryan Scott from Concord, North Carolina, and Justin Overfeld from Crawfordsville, Indiana. Jason McCord and Adam Neutzel are in row number 5. In the sixth row, it's Davey Ray and Jessica Iannuzzi from Warminster, Pennsylvania. And then back in row number 7, it's Courtney Kurtz and Bobby Guess. So a couple of female drivers are in this event. And our onboard camera for this particular event will be carried by Ryan Scott, who starts inside row number 4.
Yeah, and Ryan won at Belleville earlier in this year. He ran third at Joliet just a couple of weeks ago and ran real well at Eldora during the Four Crown Nationals. So he's got some good runs so far, but the pavement hasn't been exactly his best place to run so far this year.
Richie Jacobs and Aaron Pollock leading the others around turns 1 and 2.
Yes, John Nervo in the 21 car right back there. Teddy Beach is one of the 2 guys in the running for the Rookie of the Year honors here in the USAC Midget Division. Ron Gregory, the other one, did make the top 10, so he doesn't have to run either one of these 2 qualifiers. So Teddy Beach has a lot at stake. It's a very, very close race between those 2 guys.
Pace car is off the racetrack. Here we go with our second qualifying event. This will determine the other 7 starters in the 25. Here's the green flag, and we are racing once again.
Oh, and look from the inside of that second row. That was Josh Wise. Ooh. And he did a great job as he snuck down in there. Now, the last guy that did that got penalized, so we'll have to see if USAC thought he got too much of a jump on that start. Look at Nervo. Now he goes to the inside.
Dicing and jumping around, and they're going to bring out the caution.
Yep. See, Josh Wise, the ruling is you have to stay in line until you cross. Oh, no, I guess not. I thought they were going to call it back because of that start, but that looks like
a problem with Ryan Scott. Yeah. Our car carrying the onboard has developed some kind of a problem that is going to require a tow truck.
Yeah, he's loosening his belts. He's trying to get, it may have just jumped out of gear. It looks like he's trying to put the car back in gear, so we'll see when they get the tow truck down there, but he did appear to be trying to put the car back in gear.
Ryan Scott is 11th in midget car points with 12 starts this year. He finished 10th in midget car points in 2000 and 2001. Well, while we're getting this car either started again or off the racetrack, and while we have the moment, let's go back to earlier this week and a little bit of a promotion for this event, which occurred on Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. Of course, the $50,000 check is what everybody is shooting for. Jeff Pigeon from WIBC hosted some of the drivers, Tracy and JJ and Dave, and then Dave Darlin got a push, and he drove his midget car around Monument Circle. Now, notice what Monument Circle is paved with: bricks.
The Brickyard. It's his first chance to run the Brickyard. Well, not exactly, but he did give it a gas it up a couple of times out there on the bricks, and didn't look like it had a lot of traction really either.
That's just some of the promotion that went on in conjunction with this event here tonight at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Dave Darlin, the defending series champion, taking a few laps around Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. Okay, getting set to go racing once again, and Ryan Scott is running and in his normal position.
Well, that leads me to believe that they didn't like the start. They put him back in his normal position. He wasn't penalized, so that leads me to believe that it might have been the start that was yellow flagged before that happened. So
here we go as Jacobs and Pollock lead them down to the green flag, and now we see that Scott indeed is at the rear of the field, so he's got a long way to go. Boy, they stay right in formation through that first and second corner and head down the backstretch, but now Jacobs grabs the lead.
Yeah, Josh Wise tried that same move, couldn't quite pull it off. Oh, look at this, 3 abreast going into that corner. Just John Nervo way down on the inside, couldn't quite make it work.
Off the corner and completing lap number 1, it's Jacobs, followed by Pollock, then Nervo, McCord, and Neutzel. And our onboard camera, the car driven by Ryan Scott, pulls off the racetrack. So it was Something that apparently cannot be solved immediately, and that is going to spell disaster in terms of getting into the 25 lapper for our onboard camera driven by Ryan Scott.
John Nervo working on Aaron Pollock. That's for second position, second and third right there. Nervo's tried a couple of times to sneak down underneath him, but Pollock seems to be running a little better as the race goes on. He was not very slow when the first, or not very fast when the green flag first came out, but he's picked it up quite a bit here in the last couple of laps.
Running back in the 7th and transfer position is Davey Ray at the moment. Jason McCord had that spot but just lost it to Davey Ray, so he now is in the 7th position and the final transfer spot. We'll be right back. You haven't missed a thing. We're still in the second qualifying event, and 4 laps have been completed. Up front, we see Richie Jacobs, followed closely by Aaron Pollock. Jacobs has led since the drop of the green flag, but Pollock is making a real charge at the moment.
Yeah, Pollock seems to just get a little bit faster and a little bit faster as he, the more he runs. Nervo's still hanging on to that 3rd position. Ooh, you got a little bit high right there on the coming off of turn 2.
And caution flag comes out. That's going to slow down the field here as they have completed 5 laps. This would have been the 6th lap, but we will go back to scoring on the previous lap. The 96 car of Adam Neutzel is the one that has stalled over in turn number 2.
Yeah, looks like he just did a half spin, came to a stop over there. Everybody's going on around him, but he did get sideways and caused the yellow to come out.
So 4 laps have been completed here in this second 12-lap qualifying race at Indianapolis Raceway Park. The leader of the event is the number 114, driven by Richie Jacobs, who has 6 USAC midget car starts this year. Amy standing by with Dave Steele.
Well, Ray said he'd put his money on a Dave tonight. I'm here with Dave Steele, quick qualifier, but that does not give you the pole position. They will invert the top 6. You'll start in the 3rd row. How hard will it be to pass in 25 short laps?
It'll be tough enough to pass 5 cars starting 6, and then if we're fortunate enough to do that and end up in front, then we got to pass like 21. So we got our work cut out for us. A little concerned about tire stagger right now, going away, car getting tight, but doing a few changes here kind of compensate for that. We'll see how it works out.
With this cool weather, is that changing your setup?
I don't know. I was kind of wanting to go ask somebody that's been out there running, but they probably wouldn't tell me the truth if I went and asked them. So I just got to thank Northside Propane sponsors, Mopar, Finish Line Towing, Dino Tomasi, car owner, and 50,000, man. I hope we can put it in our pocket.
All right, well, Dave Steele will be fun to watch.
This is the 4th time this year that Dave Steele has set quick time in this series, and the 7th of his career. He also was the fastest qualifier at Phoenix, at Sparta, Kentucky, Salem, and earlier this year also here at IRP.
Yeah, he's always been known as the pavement guy, and he does a lot of the work on the cars himself. You can see right there, he takes a lot of initiative in doing the things himself because he wants that thing perfect when he gets in it.
Green flag is out once again, and we're back to racing. We'll see if Pollock can maintain this challenge that he had mounted against Richie Jacobs before the caution flag. He's staying right with Jacobs as they head down the backstretch. Once again, this is the 6th lap. 5 have been completed, and there's the battle between the 21 of Nervo and the 94 of Josh Wise.
Yeah, Josh Wise running a very low line down through the corner. That's usually not the best way, but you can move around on this racetrack. If you run lower, it'll help your car be looser. So if he's pushing the front end, that might be the reason he's running so far down on the racetrack.
Back here and check on who might be running in 7th position. And it looks like right now that Jason McCord in the 95 car is running in the 7th position, getting a challenge from Davey Ray in the 33.
Yeah, Davey Ray, he runs a lot of pavement or a lot of dirt races too. He doesn't run a whole lot of pavement, but he's hanging right in there, giving Jason McCord all he wants. And of course, McCord doesn't run very many midgets either.
Jason McCord, as a matter of fact, is large in stature, and I was concerned about him even being able to get in one of these cars. He's more at home in a sprint car or a Silver Crown car because of his height and weight. Jason McCord has 2 wins here at Indianapolis Raceway Park in the sprint cars in June and July. Ray?
Well, Bob, keep in mind this is the first ever start for Jason McCord in a midget car. And like you said, he is a big guy. So I said, Jason, why in the world would you be here in a midget? He said, 50 reasons, Ray, 50 reasons.
And that's good enough for me. He's challenging now the 30 car. That, of course, is driven by Johnny Rodriguez.
Look at Pollock. He's down to the inside. He's all over Jacobs right there.
That completes lap number 10. We've got 2 to go and a good battle up front. Jacobs has led since the start, but boy, Aaron Pollock has been right there throughout the event.
Yeah, he gets a good run on him. If you're going to make that move to the inside, you really have to get into the corner harder than the guy on the outside. That's the only way you can make that work, and so far he just hasn't been able to do that.
1 more lap to go.
There he did.
He's got a good shot at now taking the lead as they come off the corner down the backstretch. Who will it be?
Yep,
Looks like Pollock has got it.
That time he did get into the corner better. He was able to get in there and stay even with him through the middle of the corner and then pull away as he came off. He did a great job. Exactly what we talked about.
A pass on the last lap gives Aaron Pollock the victory in our second 12-lap qualifying race. Here is the transfer position, and it goes to Jason McCord in the 95. Actually, he did not receive a challenge. He was going for the 6th position, trying to get it away from Johnny Rodriguez. So McCord is the final transferee into the 25-lapper. Pollock wins over Richie Jacobs, John Nervo, John Wise, and Teddy Beach, along with Johnny Rodriguez and Jason McCord. Among those not making the cut, Davey Ray, Adam Neutzel, Courtney Kitts, and Jessica Iannuzzi.
Yeah, a tough break for the young ladies. They both qualified back near the back, couldn't make much progress through there, so it's too bad for them.
Here's a pass for the lead, Larry, on the last lap, and he really got the jump coming off the corner, quarter 2.
That pass was made, though, when he went into the corner and was able to stay even with him through the middle of the corner. He made the pass coming off, like you said, but really what set that whole thing up was when he went into the corner so deep and was able to hold on to it.
Aaron Pollock passing Richie Jacobs, taking over the lead on the final lap of the event.
Right here, this is where he really makes the move. This is what you have to do in order to make that pass. You've got to get in there, at least get even with him so that he cannot diamond down off the corner. You keep him a little higher, it helps you get off of the corner better and pull away going down the back straightaway.
Aaron Pollock, 4 feature starts this year. His best finish has been an 8th at Phoenix. He did record 1 midget car victory in his career at 2000 at Winchester, Indiana. Jacobs, Nervo, Wise, and Beach complete the top 5, and then Rodriguez and McCord are the other 2 transferees into the 25-lapper. Ray?
Well, Bob, you only got to lead 1 lap, and you did it, Aaron. How'd you do that? Make that pass on 1 lap to go.
Well, I'm not sure if we were the one dropping the oil, but the track was getting a little greasy up top, so I tried to move down a little bit every turn, and it seemed to stick a lot better down there. So got by him. Didn't take much.
How about the feature? How you going to be there?
I don't know. We're still working on that. We've got a little bit of a brake problem where the rear brake's hanging up on us a little bit, but other than that, we're doing pretty good.
Okay, we had a pretty good break there on that last lap, guys. Keep in mind, this is a Drinan chassis in a big field of beasts.
Good pass by Aaron to take the lead and go on to win this second qualifying race. Well, our good friend Dick Wallen, who helped us with some of the video and the old film that you saw in the open of the show. He has a display here at Indianapolis Raceway Park selling the books that he has put together over the years and some of the videos that Dick Wallen Racing Classics is known for.
Yeah, his whole life he's been known for his movies and his films, but in the last 10 years he's written these great books
covering just about all aspects of auto racing. We'll be back with more from Indianapolis Raceway Park. ESPN Speed World coverage of Thunder, USAC, midget car racing from Indianapolis Raceway Park is being brought to you by Best Buy. For the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy. And by Federated Auto Parts, professionals in your neighborhood. A lot of race drivers getting set, very anxious to get out there and get going. Not only are there points at stake in these 2 races coming up, but again, if one driver can win both of these 25-lap features, the bonus is $50,000, a big payout. A little bit earlier, Ray Dunlap was down in pit road and talking with one of the competitors, Aaron Fike.
Well, Aaron Fike will lead this field to the green flag, and he's won a lot of races. You've won in Badger, you've won in Infinity Pro, you've won in Silver Crown, and now you're actually a midget winner from a win this year. But guess what? Your stats at IRP aren't very good.
No, it seems like every time we come here, me and Bobby Barth, and you know, we got some good equipment, the Beast, Ed Pink Fords in them. I mean, we'll be fast till up until feature time, and then with the stock cars and all the other stuff running with us, seems like we can't really figure out what the car is going to do later on the night. Like either, you know, we always start out good, then it either gets really tight or really loose, and hopefully we can hit it right on the nose tonight, and I'll stay up front.
Okay, we hope so. There'll be 50,000 reasons to do so.
Well, there's no doubt that the main attraction tonight is the $50,000 that's up for grab. But for one driver, Dave Darland, there's also a lot of points up for grab tonight. Both of the 25 lappers are point races. Are you going to point race, or are you racing for the $50,000 tonight?
Well, we're racing for the $50,000 to start with. You know, can't really take any unnecessary chances, but you know, when you got a $50,000 bonus to put up like tonight by Ford and some folks, you know, we just got to go for the money tonight.
That's Dave Darland. He's ready to go, and here's the lineup. On the front row, Aaron Fike and Tony Ave. Row number 2, AJ Fike and JJ Yaley. The third row, Dave Darland and Dave Steele. In row number 4, Ed Carpenter and Ron Gregory. The fifth row, Bobby East and Jason Leffler. Michael Lewis and Aaron Pollock will be in row number 6. The seventh row, Tracy Hines and Richie Jacobs. The eighth row, Mike Heiss and John Nervo. Back in row number 9, it's Cole Carter and Josh Wise. Aaron Pierce and Teddy Beach make up row number 10. Doug Cross and Johnny Rodriguez are in the 11th row. And Tom Hessert and Jason McCord are in row number 12. In the fifth row, we've got Bobby East and Jason Leffler set to do battle.
Yeah, Jason Leffler, of course, all the time runs the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and Bobby East is a very interesting young guy. He got a chance to go into that series that Danny Sullivan is promoting, the Red Bull Series, or No Bull Series. Red Bull Series.
Red Bull Series.
Sorry. Yep. And he could have gone to Europe, run over there. He was one of 15 guys that was chosen to go over, but he decided he wanted to stay here. He thought his heart was really in racing here in America. He really wanted to stay here, and he's only 17 years old. He's still in high school, and I'm sure he didn't want to leave all of his buddies either.
And one of the drivers that we have seen compete, Boston Reed, is among the drivers that will participate in that Red Bull program. J.J. Yaley is in the number 91 car, second in the point standings coming into this event, and J.J. is always a threat. And we're getting set now to go racing. 24 cars strong, 25 laps of racing. It is Fike and Abe up on the front row, and here we go. The first of 2 25 lappers. Green flag is waving, and the race is on. And Fike gets a good jump down the front straightaway on Abe, who seemed to lag back just a little. He's back to 4th and 5th position already.
Yeah, he did not get a very good start, and even once he got going down into turn 1, he lost a couple positions. So his first lap here for Tony Abe has not been a very good one.
And it's the Fike brothers up front. Aaron is going to lead the lap, and AJ is in 2nd position. Darland, Yaley, and Abe are the top 5.
Well, if it wasn't for the Fike boys and the Lewis cars, there wouldn't be too many guys in that top 10, would there? This guy's really looking good as Aaron Fike leads his brother. But AJ, this is a very fierce competition between these two guys.
Now, it's going to be difficult for us and everybody else to tell these white number 9 cars apart. They each have a distinction. There's 19, 91, 9, and 9X. We're watching the 91 of J.J. Yaley move to the inside of Dave Darland in the battle for the the 3rd position.
Yeah, he didn't quite pull it off. Looked like he got in there far enough, was going to be able to make that pass, but he just couldn't quite make it work.
We are on board with Michael Lewis now. Remember, he pulled off a victory in that first qualifying race. We're on board with him as he's mired back in the pack. And that's Ron Gregory to his outside, and Jason Leffler also up there in the 67 car.
Of course, Michael Lewis, no relation to Steve Lewis, who is the owner of those white number 9 cars up there in front. But Ron Gregory right in front of him, who's doing a nice job so far, holding on to 10th spot while Michael Lewis runs back in 11th.
You can see that Lewis has a handful as he Drives that car around the corner, down the straightaway and into another corner out in turns 3 and 4. Right behind him, by the way, is Tracy Hines in that white number 110 car. And Tracy is moving up from his 13th place starting position.
Yeah, he got in very low. He was clear below the yellow line as he got into the corner, run side by side. Still couldn't make the pass, though. There's 3 cars back there doing all kinds of battle. That time it looks like he did make it by.
Looks like he finally made the pass, although no, not necessarily. Oh, we got a yellow flag. A car up against the wall. That is the 9X car of Ed Carpenter.
Yeah, Tony Alve also involved in that crash up there. So Ed Carpenter and Tony Alve, there's Tony Alve, both drivers moving around in the cockpit. That's always good news. Apparently not too much injury there because they're both, looks like Carpenter getting out of the car. He looks to be okay, but doesn't look to be very happy, and I'm sure he's not. Oh, he's limping a little bit, so he did bang his knees. These cockpits in these cars are very small, and your knees are very close to the steering boxes, and a lot of times when you hit the wall pretty hard, your knees will get into those steering boxes, even though they do have some padding on them.
We've talked about Tony Alve in the past, but here is, without question, one of the most versatile drivers in the U.S. He's a former snowmobile champion, Oldsmobile Pro Series, Formula Atlantic, Trans Am, and here in the midgets, and that's what happened to him.
Yeah, you can see there's some contact made. They both got into the wall as they both started into turn number 1, and contact was made, and both of them ended up in the wall, both of them out of this event.
His best finish here at Indianapolis Raceway Park was 3rd in a sprint car in September of last year. Carpenter is out of this 25-lap midget car race. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Indianapolis Raceway Park for the Twin 25s presented by Ford. We just got one underway, and Ed, you brought out the first caution. What happened?
Oh, it's a big race. We're all trying to get to the front, and I got a good run on Tony Alve and went under him, and I pushed up a little bit and got into him, and he was coming down a little bit, protecting his line, just got in the wall. I'm just thankful to be a part of Steve Lewis Racing, Ford, Team ASC supporting it. It's a lot of fun. Sparko and Racer Magazine, they've all done a great job promoting this race. We got a good crowd. I'm just disappointed I'm out of it so early.
Okay, you guys, we're going back green.
Yes, indeed. Ed is going to watch the rest of the evening from the sidelines with a lot of other spectators as the green flag comes out and we are back to racing. Now, you certainly saw in the replay of that incident, Carpenter sliding up into the wall. He was just barely missed by his teammate, Bobby East. Now up front, it's Fike. And look at the 9 of Dave Darlin go to the front.
Dave Darlin got a terrific restart, gained 2 spots on that restart, did a nice job as he just went in, did that little, oh, the yellow flag comes out.
Car is spun. That's Cole Carter up in turn 3, turn 4.
Yeah, it's a tough break. That's probably, they didn't complete 1 lap, so that's probably going to mean a complete restart, and that'll put Darlin back a couple of spots. So after that terrific restart he got, it's probably going to have to try to do it all over again.
Cole made his first career USAC midget main event on asphalt last year at Tucson and then at Irwindale. As Ray Dunlap discussed with him earlier in the evening, he is most thought of as a dirt competitor. Well, what's coming up as far as Thunder is concerned here on ESPN2? Well, it's the USAC Mini Indy Midget 200. That will be at Big Daddy Speedway in South Boston, Virginia. And you can see it at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, Sunday, November 23rd on ESPN2, part of the Thunder Series. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Well, the midgets are racing here tonight, but if you walk back of the grandstand and saw some of the cars on display, it really took you back into time when midget racing was at its best around World War II. Notice some of these cars, there's one with a roll hoop, but some of these cars don't even have a roll bar on them. This is when midget racing was extremely dangerous. It has evolved through the years into a very safe sport, and it was really fun walking through those old midget cars on display here tonight.
I actually drove a midget with only the roll bar the first year that I ran, so it's been a while ago. That was back in 1968, 69.
Well, we're going to get a green flag in one more lap, it would appear. The top 5 at this point: Aaron Fike, A.J. Fike, Dave Darlin, Yaley, and Steele. 5 of the 25 laps completed. And boy, the question now is, can Dave Darlin get as good a run this time as he had on the last restart that had to be aborted?
Of course, he's been around a little longer than the Fike boys. They're pretty young, but the question is, did they learn anything? Will they be quick enough, smart enough to not let him get that run on him this time and do what he did the last time around?
The car that caused the caution, Cole Carter, has restarted and is at the back of the field. You can see AJ right on the back bumper of his brother Aaron as they come around to take the green flag once again, and we're racing on lap number 6.
Yeah.
Down into the corner, Darlin, not nearly the run that he had last time. Down the backstretch, has a good run though. Down the backstretch, he may be able to get at least second position here.
Well, he's going to give it a try. He's way low on the racetrack, right up beside AJ. Couldn't make that work, because he's going to have to fall back in the line.
And behind them, there's a pretty good battle going on between Yaley and Dave Steele, who has moved up a spot from 6th to 5th.
Dave Steele went by both of those Lewis cars in one corner. That's awfully strong when you pass those cars as quickly as he did. He was way on the bottom of the racetrack. Looked like he was on rails right at the bottom of the racetrack.
Darlin beginning to drop back just a little, as up front, that is Dave Steele going to the inside of A.J. Fike and taking over second place. And now only one spot remains for Steele to see if he can get. That belongs to Aaron Fike up front.
Well, he certainly looks like he's got that race car working exactly the way he wants, because he can run right up in the groove about halfway up the racetrack, or he can take it right to the bottom of the racetrack. And when he goes down there, the car doesn't look like it loses any speed whatsoever.
And one of those always a threat when we go midget car racing. Jason Leffler has pulled into the pit area. Leffler has dropped out of the race, and the battle continues up front as Steele tries to take the lead away from Aaron Fike.
Well, it's a Mopar powered car that Steele is in. That car's won a couple of races. As a matter of fact, Leffler won a race in this car too. So it's been a very, very strong car all year long. But now, right now, Aaron Fike seems to be just about as quick as Dave Steele is.
And we get more from Amy East.
Well, you guys, something to remember is that these top 10 qualifiers have not been on the track since qualifying. Remember when we talked to Dave Steele, he said that he was going to try to talk to some of the competitors from the qualifying races to see what the track was doing. The general consensus was that it would tighten up. Now, usually as the temperature goes down, the track gets tighter, but IRP is a little particular. It can almost get too cool sometimes and make the track a little loose. So Dave Steele, as he's looking inside now, side by side for the lead, has decided that he would loosen up that car, and it seems to be working for him so far.
Wow, just some great side-by-side racing. Steele to the inside, Fike to the outside. They come off the corner, almost touch as they come off the corner, and race down into the first turn in the same order. Boy, Fike's doing a nice job of holding off. Both cars smoking the tires as they go through the corners, and you're just going to wonder if Steele is going to be able to pass him.
Yeah, both of those guys are exactly right. Both of them smoking the right rear, trying to get in the front or stay in the front, whatever the case may be. Both of them giving it everything they've got. Aaron Fike and Dave Steele both know that's the old fox and the young guy out there. The young guy right now having the best of the older guy.
Dave Steele has 7 wins at Indianapolis Raceway Park. 1 in a midget car, 5 in a sprint car, and has 1 Silver Crown victory to his credit. And now he dives to the inside going down into turn number 1, but once again doesn't quite have enough to get around Fike.
Aaron Fike looked like he gets so far up the racetrack, it looks like he gives Steele a good run on him, but he seems to be running very well up there in that high groove coming off of turn number 2.
Aaron Fike has already clinched the Badger Midget Championship this year. And in the United States Auto Club, he is 3rd in national midget car points. This driver, without question, has a tremendous future ahead of him. And remember that $50,000 is at stake. If a driver can win both of these 25 lappers, $50,000. 16 laps are now complete.
Steele. Man, that time he drove that baby down in there a million miles an hour. I thought he wasn't going to get her woed, and he did, and did not slide up into Fike, which is what I was afraid was going to happen.
Oh, man, it seems like he gets good runs off the corners down the straightaways, but just can't get into the corner beside Fike. That will allow him to come out with the lead. Now, we got a slower car up ahead. That may play a factor.
He's got him trapped. He tried to get in there under him and trap him behind that slower car. Aaron Fike would have none of it, and he both go around him. Fike did a terrific job right there because Steele had him exactly where he wanted him.
Yep. They lap Hessert in the number 5 car, but the battle continues at the front. 18 laps of the 25 completed. A great battle between Fike and Dave Steele. They are going to be approaching slower traffic once again here, and that definitely could be the difference. Doug Cross is the next car that they're going to lap, and then up ahead is Carter.
And Steele that time decided to go to the outside. He makes it work. He gets around him before they get to that car. Now then Fike's got to get back to the bottom.
So Dave Steele has taken the lead on lap number 20. 5 more laps to go, and Steele has taken the lead from Fike. Well, it took him long enough to do it, but he has got the job done and now begins to pull away a little bit from Fike. By the way, Yaley, A.J. Fike, Darland, East, Michael Lewis, Tracy Hines, Aaron Pollock, and Teddy Beach complete the top 10 at this moment with less than 5 laps to go.
Well, you got to give both of those guys credit, but in the end, it was the real veteran that showed the youngster how to do it. As he got into that traffic, he had to go wherever Fike did not go, so he went to the outside, and he was able to just get around him. Fike couldn't pin him behind that car, and that's what allowed him to get around him.
Now has separated himself by almost a full second over Fike. As now we take a look at the 91 car of J.J. Yaley, which has come up to challenge the second place car of Aaron Fike. It's a battle for second position, Fike and Yaley.
Well, Yaley, of course, also racing for the points championship, and he's right in the hunt of things. He and Dave Darland are the two guys that still have a chance. So he not only wants to do it to try to get to 50,000, but he wants to get the extra points as well.
We've got 2 laps to go. 2 to go as Steele crosses the line and completes lap number 23 as we stay focused now on this battle for second position. Steele has driven away from this duo by about almost a second and a half, and now Yaley looks to the inside of Fike to try to take over second, but cannot do it, and the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go on the 5/8 mile oval to IRP.
Well, Dave Steele certainly has earned his victory here in this first race. Feel a little bit sorry for Aaron Fike. He did a great job. He did everything he could do to hold him back there, but you can see right now that David Steele is definitely the class of the field here in this first 25 lapper.
And for Dave Steele, it is his 3rd win this year in the National Midget Car Series, his 5th career midget win. Dave Steele from Tampa, Florida beats Fike, Aaron Fike, Yaley, A.J. Fike, Darland, East, Lewis, Hines, Pollock, and Beach. Those are the top 10 finishers. Remember, the field is now totally inverted. Can Dave Steele walk off with 50 grand tonight?
Dave Steele gets ready to take the helmet off here. He has got his 5th victory of the season, maybe, though, the biggest of your career. That had to be a lot of fun out there tonight.
Yeah, but just got to look toward this last. We're going to have to get by him faster than that if we got to come from the back. I mean, it was tough enough to come from 6th. So car came around a little bit towards the end of the race. We just got to see what we got and go from there. Hopefully we can do it. We'll see.
Okay, Dave Steele, guys, he fast qualifier tonight. He wins it. Keep in mind, this car won here at IRP with Jason Leffler in it in May, and Steele also won his fast qualifier earlier this year at Phoenix.
And now considers the possibility of earning $50,000 if he can win this next race.
Measuring the stagger, that's very important. And look at Gary Stanton in the black hat. He builds the engines. He want to make sure that thing goes good in the second 25.
Well, the top 20 results in that first 25 lapper, it was Dave Steele beating Aaron Fike, then Yaley, A.J. Fike, and Dave Darland. Now notice here, Yaley finished ahead of Darland, so now Darland's lead in the point standings is 104. He came into the evening 109 ahead of J.J. Yaley. There's 6 through 10. Remember, these positions now will be reversed. The starting order for the second 25 lapper. Here's 11 through 15. Teddy Beach, Ron Gregory, Jacobs, Nervo, and Heiss. And then 16 through 20. Aaron Pierce, Johnny Rodriguez, Cole Carter, Doug Cross, and Tom Hessert. The pass for the lead occurred on the 19th lap when they came upon some slower traffic.
Yeah, right here you can see the Fike went to the bottom, and you know Steele had no choice. He had to go to the top, and Fike left him just one car length to squeeze in there, and that's all it took for David Steele. You can see from this angle it's a little better. Just barely could squeeze down in front of Fike, and that's all it took. Once he got around that lap traffic and around Fike, he was on his way.
And he then went on to win a rather easy victory in that 25 lapper. Amy E standing by with Aaron Fike, who finished second in that race to Steele.
And Dave Steele definitely had his hands full with young Aaron Fike, but Aaron, that lap traffic seemed to open up the door for Dave Steele.
Not really. I just kind of committed too early, and he kind of knew where I was going already, and then he shot his line and went by me. But I think it was going to be hard for me to hold him off. He was so much faster than everybody else out here. So, you know, this is, you know, the Beast Ford Pink ran good all night. Bobby Barth and Glenn Martin and Shannon Loving worked great on my car all night. Hoosier tires stuck great to the pavement, and hopefully we can come from the back to get another top 5.
What do you guys change from here on out? Did the track seem to tighten up? Or do you need to tighten your, loosen up your car?
We stayed pretty neutral the whole night. Nothing's really changed too much for us. Usually we come here and we dial ourselves right out of the ballpark, or we have engine problems or something goes wrong. So tonight's a great finish for us. All we're going to do is slap some new tires on, put some fuel in, and hopefully we can charge back from the back.
Well, a lot of work is being done on the cars down there as they get refueled, and other tweaks of the engine and the suspension are made to get set for our second 25 lapper, which is coming up. Steele, who won that race, will start in 22nd position. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Indianapolis Raceway Park and the Indianapolis Twin 25s presented by Ford. Cars lined up on the straightaway, but Amy, a lot of changes made in the last few minutes.
Well, there sure was, Bob. Like Michael Lewis, for example, he was tight in the middle. So Michael decided to make a shock adjustment. But for the 3 Lewis cars of Bobby East, J.J. Yaley, and Dave Darland, they were also tight. So Bob East and Kelly Drake decided that they would work with some stagger and also take a little left rear spring out of those 3 9 cars. But we heard young Aaron Fike, he was one of the drivers that said, we're not going to make a lot of changes. We're just going to put some sticker tires on it, put some fuel in it, and go racing. Ray Dunlap, how about Dave Steele?
Well, Amy, understandably, Dave's a little bit nervous down here as they get ready to go. I went up and talked to him, said, what kind of changes are you going to make here? He said, well, we changed the stagger a little bit. I said, how are you on fuel? He said, we got plenty of fuel. And then he walked over and pulled the top off and said, you know what, let's put another 1.5 gallons in there. Keep in mind, Dave Darland got disqualified after winning at Lima because they were too light. They got to have plenty of fuel in here. Steele is ready to go. He's pacing around here a little bit, and now they're going to tie the big yellow ribbon on to the race car here, and that way all the drivers in the field will know that that they will be racing with Dave Steele if he decides to come up. And here is that yellow ribbon, and Steele has it in his hands, and this will signify that he is the money car tonight here in the second 25 lap feature. Can he work his way to the front? What do you think, Larry?
I don't know. It's going to be awful tough. It's a long way to go. But the real danger is there's a lot of slow cars up in the front of this field. Everybody's going to have to be very careful until they get up towards the front.
You remember Casey Kane came from last to first here at Indianapolis Raceway Park a year ago, but that was a 30-lap race. This is going to be a 25-lapper. Now, that's not to say that he can't do it, but he has just got a lot of traffic up ahead of him. By the way, he starts, as I said, in 22nd position. 2 cars, Brad Armstrong and Davey Ray, have been added to the end of this field, taking the place of Ed Carpenter and Tony Ave, who, of course, crashed out in that first 25-lap event. So Steele gets in the cockpit and gets the belts adjusted, putting on the helmet soon as the, this is the Loomis armored car that is arriving by police escort, I might add, down the backstretch. That is the car that has the $50,000 in it from Prolong, and that's what Dave Steele could win here in the next few minutes.
Yep, the money truck. What else would you have at a race like this but a money truck?
There again is what is up for grabs by Dave Steele. He's the only one, of course, that can walk off with this amount of money now as the winner of the first 25 lapper. $58,000 in possible winnings for Dave Steele. The Loomis Fargo Armor truck is on its way to the front stretch to kind of tempt Dave Steele. We'll see what happens when we return. As the night began here at Indianapolis Raceway Park, the best midget car drivers in the country gathered in hopes of walking off with a $50,000 bonus tonight. The first qualifying race off to a bad start. James Chesson Everts hard into the wall. The first 25-lap feature race had some great racing. That's Dave Steele taking the lead from Aaron Fike. And Steele went on to claim the victory in that first 25-lapper. Then his car was designated with a yellow ribbon. If he can win this next one, he'll walk off with a huge paycheck. And emerging from that Loomis Fargo truck that we showed you earlier, the twin 125 models with the check for $50,000 that Dave is going for. Here's the lineup for the second 25-lapper. Tom Hessert will be on the pole in car number 5 with Doug Cross alongside. Cole Carter and Johnny Rodriguez are in row number 2. The third row, Aaron Pierce and Mike Heiss. In the fourth row, Josh Wise and John Nervo. In row number 5, Richie Jacobs and Ron Gregory. Teddy Beach and Aaron Pollock make up row number 6. Tracy Hines and Michael Lewis are in the 7th row. Back in row number 8, it's Bobby East and Dave Darlin. The 9th row, A.J. Fike and J.J. Yaley. Row 10, Aaron Fike and Jason McCord. And in the 11th row, Jason Leffler and Dave Steele, the winner of the first race. Then they added 2 cars to the starting lineup. Brad Armstrong and Davey Ray will get an opportunity to race here tonight and earn some points in the USAC National Midget Car Series. Well, who's going to win this thing, Ray?
Well, Bob, I think it's pretty simple. You got to bet on the number 9 car. Dave Darlin's last year's champion. He leads the points this year. Steve Lewis Racing has won 100 times in its career, and 68 of those have come with number 9. They got a pretty good guy behind the wheel tonight. Dave Darlin's back in full strength after his injury at Terre Haute. I think he's the man to beat tonight.
Well, Ray, I seem to disagree. I think we're going to see Dave Steele do it for 3 reasons. One, he was our fastest qualifier, which means he's the fastest car out there right now. Second, because he's already proven he can pass on the high side or the low side. He did it on the 2nd through 6th quick guys to win that first twin 25. And third, because it'd just be flat out awesome to see somebody leave with Prolong Super Lubricants $50,000.
Well, the cars now go into a 4 abreast formation. A beautiful sight as they're behind the pace car, and we get set to go racing here. Some fireworks down the backstretch as the cars go down that area. Larry, were we ever in a situation like this where so much money was at stake?
No, I certainly wasn't. You know, back in the days I ran, if you ran for $10,000 to win, you're having a heck of a big purse. And these guys certainly, you know, Dave Steele certainly is on edge. I mean, a lot of things at stake here for him.
Well, a beautiful sight as the cars come down in front of this grandstand that is full of people here tonight. A very good crowd on hand. This is Formula One weekend here in Indianapolis. So in addition to the regular contingent of race fans from around this area, we have several not only journalists but just good old-fashioned race fans that are here from other parts of the country and perhaps even some foreign countries that are watching the competition here tonight. Great to have them with us to watch the USAC National Midget Cars.
Yeah, we had our good friend John Cooper come up here a few minutes ago. He was always out here. Of course, he goes to all the races.
Well, the points as we came into this evening. Dave Darlin by 109 over J.J. Yaley, and I told you earlier that because of the finish of the first 25-lapper, that is down now to 104. Fike, Hines, and East are in the top 5 with A.J. Fike, Steve Payton, who is not here tonight, Ron Gregory, Teddy Beach, and Ryan Scott, of course, dropped out of the of the event here tonight because of mechanical problems.
Well, what's your prediction? We heard from the pit people. What's your prediction, Bob?
I didn't hear yours.
Well, I think J.J. Yaley's got a great chance to win this race. He was very quick in that first race. I think in the traffic, he's going to come through very well.
I think it's going to be somebody who occupies row number 7, either Tracy Hines or Michael Lewis, that's going to win this thing. They don't have nearly as far to go, and they both have good cars. And I don't think we're going to see those guys from way back there come up and challenge for the lead, but we'll see what happens. On board with Michael Lewis on that first qualifying race here this evening. He is back there in the 7th row on the outside of row number 7. So the flag has been given, the furled flag, and we should go racing momentarily.
The real key in this race is going to be the first 5 laps. It's going to be very dangerous because there's a lot of cars up front that are much slower than the cars in the back. But if you want to win this race from the back, you've got to take advantage while those cars up front are slowing down the rest of the field.
This should be interesting. Hessert and Doug Cross are on the front row with Cole Carter and Johnny Rodriguez in row number 2. The field comes around turn number 4, looking for the green flag at the beginning of our second 25-lapper. Green is out, and here we go. Cole Carter, yeah, jumps to the inside.
Oh, we got trouble already. And that is Yaley into the fence. He was trying to make a move. You know, when it's that early in the race, you've got to make some moves, and I'm sure he's upset. Now he's trying to get the thing out of gear so he can roll down to the bottom of the racetrack. He's reaching out there trying to pull back on the tire so he can pull it out of gear and roll down to the bottom of the racetrack. He didn't make very heavy contact. I was going to say,
is the car hurt?
He may not have. He may be okay, but he didn't make very heavy contact. Remains to be seen, though.
Well, this happened back in row number 9.
Well, you can see oh, somebody got checked up in front of him, and he had no place to go. He did hit a little harder than I thought on that left side. But that orange car, couldn't tell who that was, but whoever it was
Lewis, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Lewis. He didn't get a very good start. He checked up right in front of him, and JJ had no place to go and turned to the left rather than run over him. And when he did, he caught the fence.
It's really a wonder that thing didn't involve more than one car. Here's the angle, and you can see Lewis slowing down.
Yeah, Lewis slowed down. There was all kinds of cars up there that you know, were slowing down. I'm not sure what happened. So it was several cars that were slowing down right all at one time.
And that was right in front of Dave Steele. So he dodged a bullet in that one. Well, it looks like they're going to get Yaley started again.
Yeah, but I think his left rear wheel is bent.
Yeah.
Either that or there's some paint on there.
Well, we mentioned the possibility of it being Michael Lewis. It kind of gathered everybody up. Let's watch from his perspective.
Well, he got banged into. It looked like Bobby East got into him, moved him up the racetrack. I'm not sure, you know, just a lot of cars all going for the same spot. When Bobby East touched Lewis, Lewis, of course, moved to the right a little bit and got out of the throttle, and Yaley just had no place to go.
So they get lined back up once again, and we will have a restart here of this second 25-lapper at Indianapolis Raceway Park, where Dave Steele can win 50 grand. Well, we'll see if we can do this once again. J.J. Yaley crashed at the start of the second 25-lapper, and now we're ready to go again. And by the way, Yaley's car was leaking oil, so he is in the infield, and that is a major blow to him because he was second in the points as we came into this event. There's Yaley's car that is back in the infield area. So let's try it again. Again, it's Hessert and Cross up front, and 25 laps of racing to go as the green comes out.
Once again, they're going 2 and 3 abreast. Look at this. A couple of cars way down, almost in the grass.
4 wide, at least 4 wide.
Man, oh man. I think that was Tracy Hines. It was clear down almost in the grass in that white car trying to get around some cars, make some passing. Look at this. On the outside is Dave Steele. There's Lewis right in front of him.
This is unbelievable. I've never seen as many cars in such a short space at Raceway Park. We've got them 4 and 5 wide out there as the fast cars who starting at the rear of the field, come through.
David Steele is really on the move. He's clear up to like 12th place, 12th or 13th place already.
And they're already lapping the car that sat on the pole. The number 5 car at Hessert is way back in the middle of the field. There he is in front of Michael Lewis as everybody scrambles for the lead. Aaron Pierce has it right now.
Dave Steele has gone right to the top. He has gone around everybody on the outside up to now. He's gone way around the outside. Now that he's 4 abreast, 5 abreast, clear on the bottom of the racetrack.
Somebody way up high as the car gets into the fence here on the straightaway.
That's the 94 car of Josh Wise, and now he goes up the racetrack and almost takes somebody else out as he went up there, but he had absolutely no control of that car as he tore the right front corner off of it when he hit the wall the first time.
I'm not sure that I'm surprised that we have had a crash. That was just incredible.
5. I told you right here at the first of the race it was going to be very important to make hay. Let's go down to Amy with JJ.
Thanks, Larry. JJ, what happened out there?
Just a stupid move on my part. You know, getting a good start was going to be the key to coming from the back there, and I got a good start and was going into turn 1 there, and an orange car and a bunch of cars looked like they were going to get together, and there was everyone slammed on the brakes. I got on the brakes and got the car sideways, and just got the thing going the wrong direction. Just a stupid move on my part. It's unfortunate. The Team ASC Ford Beast was fast, so just out too early.
Obviously disappointment for JJ because he is in a tight points battle right now with teammate Dave Darland, and this is not going to help.
It indeed will not. Well, Josh Wise hit the wall here on the front straightaway. There he is. His car is over in turn number 1. He hit the wall right here in the main straightaway at about the start-finish line. Let's see how that occurred.
Well, 3 abreast. That's Ron Gregory on the outside. Oh, he just got up into Gregory. He went too high, hit the wall on the outside, tore the right front off, and after that, he was along for the ride. He had no way of stopping that car and no way of turning it. So he's still running pretty quick and goes right up into traffic. As you can see, everybody did a nice job not to hit him because he went right across the racetrack in front of a bunch of guys. He thought he was around Gregory and just moved up the racetrack and caught Gregory's right or left front wheel, and when he did, it turned him right into the outside wall, tore off that right front tire.
Bobby East in the 19 had to take evasive action to miss Josh Wise as the disabled car rolled down into turn number 1. Here's from the speed shot. Whoa, right by that.
You think they weren't going fast? They were going plenty fast.
Well, there is Josh Wise. He is okay, but out of competition here in this second 25-lap feature. We'll be back in just a moment to IRP. Getting set to go back to racing here at IRP in the USAC National Midget Car Series. Now, Cole Carter is the leader of the race at the moment. Aaron Pierce was leading. He has dropped out. So has Josh Wise. So you eliminate those two and you find Dave Steele there in the 7th position, and the number 114 of Richie Jacobs is having problems as he slows as the rest of the field comes down and takes the green flag. So we're back to racing.
Yeah, and with him falling out, that puts Dave Steele up to 6th spot. Unbelievable. From 22nd, only 2 laps gone.
There he is, trailing the white streamer right in the middle of a bunch of traffic.
But he got caught. Darland and Fike both got around him. Now he's challenging Fike back, but he got caught back there behind some slower cars and lost a couple of spots. That's the first time we've seen that here in the first couple of laps.
Coming up on the 22 of Ron Gregory. That is Fike to the outside. Here comes the number 19 of Bobby East to the inside. Meanwhile, up front, Tracy Hines led that previous lap. Tracy Hines is the leader. Nervo is second. Then Darland, Cole Carter, Steele, Fike, and everybody else battling for position.
Right now, I wouldn't want to be the guy that put up the $50,000 because I'd be plenty nervous I was going to lose it because he's really made such a terrific jump here early in the race. Now that he's only got 2 cars in front of him, but they're a couple of pretty tough characters in Dave Darland and Tracy Hines.
Indeed they are, but as Amy East said in her prediction, Dave Steele can run high, he can run low, he can run in the middle. And that is exactly what has gotten him to where he is at the moment. But as you indicated, in front of him, Darland, the points leader in the series, the defending series champion, and Tracy Hines, who has at this point about a 2.5-second lead on the rest of the field. So certainly one thing that would benefit Dave Steele is a caution before we get to checkered.
Well, He got to third spot in 5 laps, all the way back from 26, but he's got a couple of pretty tough guys in front of him. We'll see. So far, he hasn't been gaining a lot on those 2 guys.
And another yellow as Cole Carter has come to a stop. Don't know whether he made contact with the wall or not, but he is stopped, and so there is the caution that Dave Steele was hoping for.
Yeah, he's in turn 4. There's another car sitting up there in turn number 3. So we had 2 separate incidents.
That's 99 Brad Armstrong, who also has spun. That's over in turn number 3. So a couple of incidents here on the 5th lap of the race. Brings out the caution once again. We'll take another break and be back with more of the USAC National Midget cars from Indianapolis Raceway Park. Beautiful moon over Indianapolis and Indianapolis Raceway Park, which actually is in Claremont, Indiana, west of Indianapolis. They're the top 5, as only 6 of the 25 laps have been completed here. Dave Steele currently runs in 3rd position. And anxiously looking at all the activity here is Dino Tomasi, who is Dave Steele's car owner.
Yeah, and I imagine $20,000 or $50,000. He's got to be plenty nervous right now.
You know, I'll bet if you were to go to Dino's house that he or his wife or some member of his family could whip up one heck of an Italian dinner for you, wouldn't you bet? All right, let's see what happens here. Steele is 3rd behind Darlin and Hines as the green comes out, and we are back to racing.
Well, you can see that Steele. Oh, look at this. Darlin goes right to the bottom of the racetrack, moves Hines up the racetrack a little bit, and takes over the lead.
Dave Darlin, the points leader in this series, and the defending series champion, is now in the lead as Dave Steele now tries to look to the outside around Tracy Hines. They come off the corner, and Hines has to get out of the throttle momentarily as Hines came up the racetrack.
Yeah, this guy's battling plenty hard right now. Hines running a Mopar Sesco, and of course the 29 car is a Mopar powered car as well. It's a pink Ford that Dave Darlin runs out front, and look at this.
Steele has 2nd, Dave. Ray, he's up to 2nd position.
And Bob, they're very confident about the race car, but they are a little bit worried about the fuel. We have run 21 laps of caution already as we just now get ready to put lap 9 on the board. These guys are going to be awfully tight on fuel when the checkered flag hits this race. Wow, that's something to consider. Can you imagine losing a $50,000 bonus if you get the lead and run out of fuel? Man, good battle for 3rd now as A.J. Fike comes up to battle with Tracy Hines for the 3rd position.
Remember, Steele said he was going to put another 1.5 gallons in there just in case. Now he goes to the bottom of Darlin.
Off the corner, they're side by side. Is Dave going to be able to get the lead going into the corner? No, not at the moment.
The crowd is absolutely on their feet, jumping up and down.
Oh, he's got a good run down the backstretch now. But for the moment, Darlin staves off the challenge.
But look at this. Hines comes back on the outside. If he stays down in the bottom long enough, he's going to give Hines a chance to get back around him.
Just some tremendous racing, and Hines now heads for the high side of the racetrack, and Steele goes to the bottom once again. And down the backstretch into 3. He may have him this time.
Yeah.
Steele takes the lead.
Dave Steele is on his way to winning $50,000.
And we've got half a race to go. That's the end of the 12th lap. Steele has the lead. He took it on lap number 12. Can he hold on now and get a $50,000 bonus from Prolong? Battle for 2nd now as Hines heads to the outside of Dave Darlin.
Oh, it looked like he had that position on the outside. Darlin, though, right at the last minute, coming off a 4, slid right up in front of him and kept the position.
And Dave Steele now begins to drive away from the rest of the field. They're engaged in a battle themselves for 2nd position, talking about Hines in the 110 and Darlin in the 9. This completes lap number 14. 11 to go.
Hines quicker right in the middle of the corner. Right in the middle of the corner, he pulls up beside Darlin, but coming off the corner, Darlin just has a better line and gets out in front of him.
It's Darlin behind Steele, along with Hines, A.J. Fike, Bobby East fifth, and Aaron Fike, Ron Gregory, Teddy Beach, Michael Lewis, and Jason Leffler, who dropped out of the first 25-lapper, but he's now running in the 10th position here in this second 25-lapper.
And here comes Bobby East. He just gains a spot as he gets around Fike. He slid that thing down on the inside, and then this came off the corner, just went right up in front of him. Now Fike comes back on the inside with him.
And also back there is Ron Gregory, who's running in 7th position. Well, Steele now has lengthened his advantage to more than a second over Darland and the rest. Almost a half a straightaway advantage for Dave Steele. And if he can, if he has enough fuel in that car, looks like he may be able to pull off this incredible feat here.
Look at this. Bobby East now goes to the inside of Tracy Hines. This young man, only 17 years old, down on the inside of the veteran guy that won 10 times here. So looks like he's getting things figured out pretty quick, too.
Bobby won a USAC Midget special event held at Anderson, Indiana earlier this year and has scored 3 Neymars victories at the Indianapolis Speedrome. He's last year's Rookie of the Year. On board with Michael Lewis as we have the battle now for 8th position. Teddy Beach has it over there to the right of Michael Lewis, and Michael wants it. Up ahead of him is Ron Gregory.
And remember, Gregory and Beach are the 2 guys that are battling for Rookie of the Year honors. Gregory's ahead of Beach by a few points, so this is a very important position for those 2 guys. And believe me, both of them know it. Beach wants to get by Gregory very badly.
Dave Steele has lengthened his advantage on the rest of the field to over 2 seconds. As we see Beach now dive to the inside of Ron Gregory as he tries to take over 7th position. And we watch from Michael Lewis's perspective. The advantage is 2.3 seconds. Dave Steele over Dave Darland and Tracy Hines.
Oh, Gregory got a little loose right there, but Teddy Beach couldn't take advantage of it, and neither could Michael Lewis. Michael Lewis was on the outside, and he was kind of pinned behind Gregory, so he couldn't get by him.
Yeah, this is the 7th, 8th, and 9th positions here. Just 4 more laps to go, less than 4 as a matter of fact, as Steele is already down into turn number 3 and about to complete his 22nd lap. This is an amazing feat. Not only that he was able to drive through traffic, but look at the distance he's put between himself and Darland and Hines since he took the lead.
Well, what was amazing is he came from 22nd to 7th in just 2 laps. That's the amazing thing. I mean, actually was in 9th. A couple cars fell out. But still, to pass that many cars, to pass like 12 cars, it's unbelievable in that short amount of time.
2 to go. 2 laps to go for Dave Steele from Tampa, Florida. 7 USAC Midget starts. Actually, this was his 9th. He had 7 coming into tonight. He won his 8th start, and now he's en route to winning in his 9th start. There is Tomasi as he is.
He's thinking, man, I'm just going to pay for this race car right now. Wow. Well, Prolong kissed that 50 grand goodbye.
I think he can. Half a lap to go for Dave Steele. He can almost coast home to victory from here. Steele brings the car out of corner number 4, and Dave Steele, 28 years of age.
Listen to the crowd.
Oh my, Steele wins it, and $50,000 from Prolong.
Unbelievable.
Dave Steele has done it, Ray, and I'm sure that Dino's happy.
I'm telling you what, the motto is kick it up a notch, and you guys sure did it here tonight.
I'll tell you, Dave Steele just did an absolutely fantastic job. I can't, it just shows just how incredible a driver the man is. I got to thank Mopar Parts, Finish Line Towing, Red Line Racing Oil.
Hey, did you think this was actually possible starting back that far?
You know, honestly, I figured there's probably 4 or 5 guys that could do this. Obviously, Dave, I thought was one of them. And there's obviously no doubt that he could get it done.
Dino Tomasi, the winning car owner here tonight. One happy crew here. And look at this guy as he is coming out of this race car. Unbelievable finish here tonight. He dominated in this second race, and he is one of the richest drivers in midget history. Tonight, Dave Steele picks up his 9th win at IRP. It's his 32nd in his career in all different types of USAC racing. But I think he won more money tonight in this race than he may have in all those other victory lanes. Dave, is there any way that you can possibly say what this means, not only to dominate like that, but to get the biggest check in midget racing history.
I'll tell you what, man, I can't say enough for this car. I mean, we just got a great package. My car owner, Dino Tomasi, super car, this Mopar engine and this Beast chassis, Penske shocks. Just can't say enough, man. This is big. This is big.
Lap number 2, Yaley goes sliding right in front of you. You had to be holding your breath on that one.
Yeah, it looked like it hit pretty hard. I don't know if he got hurt or not, but there was a little bit of shrapnel there on the track. We had to dodge too. So, like I say, it all came out good. I mean, that was after we got in the lead, it felt like we ran 100 laps after that. I mean, it was a long race. I could hear every little sound, smell every little smell. I just wanted to keep running.
Tell me about the nerves before that race started. You were pacing all around.
I think I developed some ulcers there. I mean, it turned out good, though. Like I say, this car's a good car, man. It's fast, and just got the Northside Propane, all my sponsors, Finish Line Towing, and we're go to Anderson tomorrow, hopefully get another one.
Hey, let me see. Can I get an autograph on this T-shirt here? Check this out, huh, guys? Nice. We got the winner here. 50 grand for Steele, baby. Congratulations.
Wow, what a night for Dave Steele. I didn't think it could be done. I really didn't.
I have to agree. I didn't think it was going to happen either. I thought that 50 grand was pretty safe, but he certainly made it look pretty easy. He was very quick tonight.
The final margin of victory was 3.8 seconds. When he got the lead from Dave Darland, he just drove away from the rest of the field. And the prolonged $50,000 bonus is won by Dave Steele. Well, the fireworks are going off over Indianapolis Raceway Park, and I'm sure they're going off in Dave Steele's head. He's trying to think about how in the world he's going to spend over $50,000 that he won here tonight. Just that one check alone gives him 50 grand from Prolonged Super Lubricants. Wow, what an accomplishment. He won the first 25 lapper, started 22nd in the second one, and beat Dave Darland by 3.8 seconds. Hines finished third, East was fourth, and Fike was fifth. And by the way, Darland now extends his points lead over J.J. Yaley to 148 as Yaley crashed early in the event and had to drop from competition. Here's the 11 through 15. Tom Hessert and Heiss finish in the 12th position. Well, let's concentrate on the fireworks and all of the activity that's going on down in the area of Victory Lane. There's the check. Dave Steele has it in hand.
$50,000. What a check. That check will be around for a while, let me tell you. He'll cash the real one, though.
And the crowd just absolutely went wild when Dave got the lead and when he crossed the start-finish line to secure that big bonus check. Quite an accomplishment. Dave Steele wins his 6th career win in the USAC Midget cars, and it was with undoubtedly biggest cash bonus ever. Little champagne.
All the trophy girls running for their lives there. They don't want that stuff all over them.
We'll be back to wrap it up here at IRP in a moment. ESPN Speed World coverage of Thunder at Indianapolis Raceway Park, being brought to you by New Campbell's Chunky Roasted Favorites, hearty soups that will fill you up right. By Subway, fresh made sandwiches on fresh baked bread. Subway, eat fresh. And by Kawasaki, let the good times roll. We thank Dick Kagi and the fine people at Airworks for the lifts that allow us to bring you our onboard camera shots. We have seen history made here tonight at IRP. Dave Steele wins more than $50,000 in one evening of midget car racing. Quite an accomplishment. Ray Dunlap?
Well, Bob, it certainly was quite an accomplishment. It's been great being a part of it. But keep in mind, Steele's work is not over. He still has a championship to chase in the Silver Crown. He's just 26 points out from maybe getting a championship there. So he's still got work to do. But you know what? I can't believe I didn't pick him, and guess who did?
That's right, Ray. And you know what? I have not done a Thunder for an entire year, but I guess I need to come back and do them more often to show you guys how to make predictions. But anyway, thank you very much to Steve Lewis for putting on this special event. He has proven once again that midget racing is some of the most exciting racing in the United States. Now, I got to go get me a free Dave Steele t-shirt, so see you guys later.
Steele's the man.
Well, Amy did predict him the winner, and by golly, he was able to do it. Still surrounded by a lot of well-wishers. There's Steve Lewis, who has made this evening possible. He's the guy that has promoted this event and promoted it very well, as evidenced by the crowd that gathered here tonight. And quite honestly, I don't know whether he thought he would be paying that $50,000 or not, or Prolong would, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think he thought that he was going to pay this out. He's already talking about if nobody won it, he was going to make it $100,000 next year. Well, he doesn't have to worry about that anymore, because Dave Steele is going to take that $50,000 home. And he's, you know, he's earned that money. I mean, the moves he made at the beginning of that second 25-lap race, he went clear up by the fence. Everybody else was trying to pass on the inside, and he blew by about 10 cars in the first lap. So he earned what he got tonight, every bit of it.
Quite a night. Well, coming up next on Thunder, a USAC mini